Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to Basics in American Truck Simulator here as we continue to work in base maps and just try to get around the state. Right now I'm just trying to get around Nebraska a bit here. I think I am past the event, unfortunately, where I can earn some rewards. But either way, still worth taking the haul, so I'm going to go ahead here and take this JCB Fast Track tractor to Scotts Bluff, and we'll take it from Mondavi to Hitachi there. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to pick up. Again, because of an update, we had to do the quick travel.
Turn right.
So, but we were around North Platte, but that's why we're not in the freight yard anymore, because it relocates you to the nearest service station when it does that for quick travel. Looks like we're about 22 miles away from our load spot. We gotta make it in 4 hours. We should be able to do that without too much difficulty, I would think.
Right, and then turn right.
Alright, so
right.
Gonna head over this way. Nobody's coming. So, nice overcast evening in Nebraska. I certainly remember these kind of nights when I was there. Again, with the flat land, you get some pretty crazy views to the horizon. Being able to see the sunset and so forth, so definitely nice. We're going too fast here. Don't want to get a ticket for speeding. So, unlike Euro Truck, where we did have a pretty heavy load, again, the truck that I own here is much beefier, so I'm less concerned that we're going to have any trouble hauling that JCB. I bet this guy's going to pull out at the last minute, because again, that's just the wonderful AI that we've got. I'm amazed he did not.
Go straight.
Alright, we got some BP dually over there. Not sure, maybe they're just hauling like stuff for service stations or whatever. Not sure. So let me get, there we go. That's what I want, is the trip odometer. Alright, so I noticed in Euro Truck I was able to get my navigation fixed up, so we're going to see if this will work this way. In ATS, I think I've got everything set up, so apologize for the odd cut there, but that's what I was doing. Tyson Chicken. Sorry, yawning.
Get ready to turn right.
Alright, so we're going to get ourselves here. There goes a police officer.
Get ready to turn left.
And yes, since we are on a World of Trucks job, sleeping we can do, so we're not going to be driving in the dark. So that's the other benefit of how I'm running things in this series. Interesting. So
have arrived at your destination.
We've got our pickup at the back. A lot of tanks. Alright, there we go. Again, they're going to need to load this up. It's probably inside, behind the doors. We won't know because it'll just show up on our flatbed after an hour of lashing it down and getting it up there, but So we'll see if I'm close enough to the doorway that they're gonna say I'm good, or whoops, kind of going all over. No, it must be off some, because I'm definitely back enough. So let me reposition here. It's the one bad thing without the sides. The flatbeds are just much harder to kind of see. Suppose that will help if I peek out the window. One of the rules I've got in this series is first person in the cab as the driver would see it as often as possible, preferably always. You know, one of the viewers had agreed and suggested, well, as long as I'm not moving the truck, like that can simulate getting out and walking around if I look overhead just to make sure I'm clear. Alright, let's see what we've got for rest locations here. So, yeah, we can head back that way. So yeah, we're going to head over here, probably get to the truck stop, and we'll go from there. Alright, set ourselves up. It's a little under 200 miles, so shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, we're easily speeding up and moving along here. Oh, I thought that was an exit, but that's just to the other side of the parking lot. 2 orange cars next to each other. The odds of that. I don't think I've ever seen that in real life. Whoop.
Turn right.
Let's get the lights on before we get a ticket, because that'll happen right away. I don't understand. I think after a system reset like that, it does that. Just kind of resets the lights. Whoops. Wasn't centered on my view in which way I was looking, and drove over the curb a little bit. Hopefully I didn't leave too many divots in the grass there. They got stop sign, we don't. So I'm going to keep my momentum going. And then we just kind of need to go across town here. So my guess is it's going to tell me to turn left to get on the highway, but we're going to ignore that and get to the point where we can deliver. And then we will go from there at that point and get things accomplished. But it'll get us to a nice big truck stop here. That's always helpful.
Keep left. And then turn left.
I didn't realize. Oh, I don't know what I was doing. I was like pulling up to the light. Well, luckily nobody got me there. It's late. I must be tired. I'm yawning, right? In both real life and in the game, so. Too used to driving in Europe, I guess, where there's lights over on this side. I just went right through the intersection. That's pretty embarrassing. I'm trying to get to the point in either series where I go 2 weeks without some kind of violation, and per the new mechanic they put in the game, well, with 1.5 or maybe even before that, where we had the career mode and
Get ready to
tracks
turn
your
left.
fines for the last 2 weeks. Never had a situation where I didn't have one, so definitely not the professional driver I should be, I'll tell you that. Alright. So, get up here. We'll stay to the left and we'll go into the truck stop. I don't really need any fuel yet, so we're okay with that.
Go straight.
Alright, so we should be able to go around here. get around to the back, which is usually where the rest stops are. We'll just find ourselves a bay that will let us relax. This should work. There we go. So, see you in the morning. There we are. 9 a.m. We'll get ourselves out of here. I suppose I can go this way. Discover a little bit more of the road. I mean, obviously there's a road that goes around here, but
Turn left.
yeah, I'm already doing that. Thank goodness that was the way she wanted me to go.
Get ready to turn left.
Alright, and that should get us,
Turn left.
I think, on the highway. I think after this pickup we're clear. I thought he was, whoop, I'm wrong. Holy moly, am I wrong? Just go. I don't know, I hate this part of the AI. Like, stopping in front of me to let me go isn't very helpful. Okay. Yeah, I don't need any accidents. That gets costly fast. We're probably gonna have to be on the left if I think about it. Guess we'll find out if I'm wrong or not.
Go straight.
I am doing that.
Keep left.
We've got the typical hotel on the side over there.
Keep
Alright.
left. And then turn left.
You know,
Turn
they've
left.
got these ramp closed when flashing, which I've shared in other videos as I've been in the Midwest, is for blizzard conditions usually. I'm just wondering if the fact that they're adding these things in is any indication that maybe eventually they're going to get winter weather and snow into the sim. That would be cool. But I'm sure that takes a little bit of work to have it overlay appropriately on top of the map and buildings and whatever, so see if they could pull it off. Alright, so I guess we were in this direction at one point, because I was a little confused, like, how is this working? But it makes sense. Alright, I should be able to, whoops, I think, yeah, the fastest I can go is 65 on cruise, so I'm governed at that point. But should be no problem in getting there today. Assuming by early afternoon at the latest. I think we're having the adaptive cruise control is getting the best of me with that bus, because we're down to 50, which is a bit crazy. But it was 192, but we also had like 25 just getting to the rest stop and all that. And some of that would have been moving over here, but I think we're still going to be well over 200 by the time we actually get to our delivery. So if you're watching that trip odometer, just keep that in mind. It's definitely working to get up to 65. Doesn't seem to be able to do it for some reason. Alright. So, sorry, typical highway hypnosis that you get in real life in Nebraska too. Just driving along, kind of getting a zone.
Right. And then exit right.
Oh, I guess we're not going to take the highway too long. That is interesting.
Exit right.
Well, I could make things a bit longer in the tooth. We'll see how this goes.
Right. And then turn right.
Oh, they're hauling like a shovel for a loader. I'm like, what do they have there? I was confused what I was looking at. And I don't know if those are part of the, either the farm machinery or the JCB pack. That was something else I added on at the same time that they had made available. And I was like, in Nebraska, that'll work, because the JCB pack obviously is what's giving me the fast track that I'm hauling behind me now. So without that, that job wouldn't have even been offered to me. So it certainly is helpful. It's exactly what I needed in this case. Now there was that other slightly shorter one this side of Scottsbluff, but I was like, let me just get thoroughly past the city, and then that will also help with the 100-mile limit if somehow I'm missing the fact that the contest is not over yet. And it seems early. I thought it was running to the end of July, but I must have been wrong. I believe that's what we call a grain elevator, where they store all the crop. Again, something you absolutely see in areas of the country like this, because obviously they're very, very agricultural in their economy out here. Giant areas of land, plenty of ability to grow things or raise animals. Plenty of agricultural space for sure. And the fun lights that we always run into. I am enjoying the real companies and all that kind of stuff, so it's been pretty nice. Oh, there's like a bird on that. Ace is the place with the helpful hardware man was up on the building there. Not the whole phrase, but there was an Ace Hardware that we just passed by, so don't see a lot of those anymore, but out in this area of the country, they may still be prevalent, because the little hometown hardware store definitely a crucial lifeline in a community like this, where, in the big city we got the big box, Home Depot and Lowe's, and we actually got a Menards recently. Which I'm used to from more of the Wisconsin, Illinois area. They tended to not be as far east as I am here. But, yeah, the small town stores getting replaced by Amazon and all the actual big box retailers. I do think, we've lost some of a community type of aspect with that happening. So aside from the impact to the business person that was running that local hardware store, losing their livelihood, or, having to go work for someone likely instead of working for themselves, there's something to be said for those having an impact on how people feel about things too. Alright. So again, it's probably just a stop this way. That's partially why it's got the blinking lights. To make sure that you don't just pull out and assume it's a four-way stop. But very typical where you'd have a dirt road just going into the farm fields across the way where roads continue where they need, but not anymore. I don't know why you'd have a road going where it wasn't needed. It's kind of a stupid statement as I reflect on it, but it's what I've said. Alright, tractor out in the field. But yeah, this will give us a good chance to just take in the rural farmland, I'm sure, because I'm guessing between here and Scottsbluff for the 121 miles that I saw on the road sign when we turned here, pretty much this is likely what we're going to have the whole way. But that obviously tells us, we're going to be at 230, 240 by the time we get there. So, buckle in, folks. We're in for a ride. The little white signs, that is actually quite cool. I am glad that they caught that. Once again, the old curse of knowledge thing that I've talked about from time to time, where it's hard for any one of us as an individual to remember what it was like before we knew what we know. There's lots of assumptions we make. Like for me, even being someone in the U.S., like there's probably tons of people in the U.S. who have no idea what those signs are either, because if you don't live in rural communities where you have really large farming, you're not going to run into it a lot. But basically, and in Europe, I assume they don't do this either, and so for someone watching me from overseas, just to get the, hey, let's enjoy some American trucking, that's partially why I have these conversations. But what they do is a farmer will partner with the university, and it's just like any other agreement. I mean, sometimes, they'll end up getting the seeds at a discount, or sometimes they won't have to pay for them at all because they're participating in the research. But basically, they get different types of seeds. I really wish the sound for the loan installment was different. That's all I can say. Alright, well, now I need to get down to, 50? Yeah, whoops. I'm all over the place because it scares me. I'm like, did I just get a speeding ticket? And I mean, it did get me to look and so forth. Crossing over the trains right of way. I think we're west of North Platte at this point, so this is probably going to that yard. But so they'll plant different seed types, different hybrids every few rows, and then they basically are using that to collect data to determine which seed type worked best in whatever the weather conditions were, the situation the farmer was providing for those crops. So, they try to control, just like any experiment, those variables as much as possible. So they'll kind of encourage a certain level of maybe fertilization or things like that, and then see what happens, and then that's how they field test, no pun intended, but that is how they field test new seed varieties to see how they'll do. And so those signs are there so the farmer and the researchers that are looking at it know which seed type was planted in which part of the field. But that would be easily overlooked, I think. So the fact that as they toured around, they did notice that and then took the time to put it in the game, I think is a very good nod to their attention to detail. And out here with the large agriculture and stuff, they'd certainly be a lot more prevalent than other things, because you're not really going to have an interest of a research firm to come in and do something on a 20-acre field. They want a bigger field than that. Scottsbluff, it looks like 30 or 20 miles, so not too far. Thought there was like a circle loop somewhere. Oh my god, why do they do this? Oh good, so I'm gonna crash into someone with the state police looking on. Wouldn't that be just my luck? Alright, so what have we got here? 35. Alright. So, about 2:35 will be when we hit the town, and I think we need to go past the town for the delivery. Because, yeah, I think this right here was where the first JCB was going, so I would have been delivering here already. And the question it would end up being, will I discover the town? That being at this point and this far out. Because my guess is we're not going to see the pop-up as we go by. Now again, maybe they set the geofence around the location. Right. Like if you pull in, they give you credit for it. I don't know. Alright, now we're down to 24. But yeah, I mean, being 24 miles away, that's not super close. So. Alright. The fire in your engine. A little dragon. Don't know what that is. Is it like some modification on Sinclair, which kind of used to be a big Brontosaurus type dinosaur? Because again, crushed dinosaurs are what turn into oil, which are what turn into fuel, and so the link makes sense. But yeah, I don't know if it's kind of seemed to be the same color palette. Alright, so there we go. So we finally discovered Scottsbluff, 10 of 12 for the state discovery at least. And we got some weather up there. But yeah, we get through here. So is that just hay or wheat or wood chips maybe? It's probably wood chips. But that's some interesting looking piles, that's for sure. Oh, I gotta turn left here? Oh boy. Well, this is bad. Yeah, I do. Ah! Well, I'm not gonna... I got ticketed, but... Let's see. Are they waiting for me? I think they are. Alright, fine. Shouldn't be moving there, but that was an exception. So cutting across. So they're speaking of Sinclair. There you go. With the dinosaur, and they've got the dinosaur out there, which some of them do. The statue sitting out in the grass. Now, I'm also guessing that Sinclair was added as the add-on ATS. Oh my god. I am terrible at driving today. That it wasn't part of the base map, but maybe they put it in there. Yeah, I mean, he was stopped and I was going. I don't know why he suddenly decided to go because I couldn't accelerate fast. Not really fair there. Little Tesla turning in there. I'm gonna get over to the left side because that's where we need to be.
Go straight.
I'm not quite sure what we're gonna hit there. It's because sometimes the map like it's another crossroads, but yeah, I think it's because of the train track is what's going on. Yep. So that is not a road; it's the train track.
Turn right.
All right. So I am not sure. I can see the blinking delivery area there. Oh, I see.
You have arrived at your destination.
Yeah, I think this is the best way to have come in here. Actually, I think it's the only way I can come in here now that I look at it. I mean, the bad news is, yeah, because I thought I could get there from this street, but there is no entrance. Alright, so this is going to be challenging. This definitely requires a walk around. Alright, should be okay if I start. That motorcycle sounds terrible. They need better sounds. That was like the most underpowered thing I've ever seen. Let's peek again. Alright, not too bad, but I should probably start straightening out. So I'm going to do that. Alright, I'm clear of the pole, which is always nice. Well, we'll see. I might be able to do it, but I might be hitting the building. If I don't, it's going to be really by the skin of my... No, I just bumped it. Like, it's going to be by the skin of my teeth if I don't. But I should be able to get enough movement here, and now at least I am no longer blindside. So that will also help. So just kind of planning ahead a little bit. Oh, train coming. You can see the gates going down over the trees. Now we can obviously also hear the train. Alright. So I think all in all, I did a pretty good job here. Looks like an Amtrak. Although they usually don't haul freight, so I'm not sure. But we are here. Alright, 266 miles. 611. Just over 31,000. So not terrible. Definitely moving along. Hope you've enjoyed that next installment here. Again, we didn't get any notice or whatever, so yeah, I think I missed out, sadly, on the opportunity in the World of Trucks contest. Oh well. So no truck paint scheme for me. I forget exactly what it was, but that was kind of what I was going for. Didn't know that I would use it, but it would be nice to have. But alas, that time has come and gone. So if you've enjoyed this, haven't dropped a like, please consider that. If you are not a subscriber to the channel yet, please consider that. Small channel like myself, definitely appreciative of those things. And I will see you next time.